Mm. It's on my laptop. It's only to delete the little tree column. I don't see a little heart that's normally here.
Yeah, it says you're lying. It's this one, right?
Yeah, but you just delete the column. Just like erase. You don't do this. You press erase. Let me see. Yeah, and then that's what. Okay, came up. Let's see. I gotta do this. Every couple minutes you want to pull up. Hey, what's up, Callie? I know it's not Callie, but I feel like, shout out to Callie. How is your day going so far? Music got me feeling a little bit energetic. Because I for sure am tired from today. Let's see, where it is. Press at the top. Like this one. Not quick. What does it do when you try? Oh, yeah, I went to this square and then I clicked bedroom. And then I changed it from this one. Ooh, what you working on? Candle work or other work? gotta talk to you about that. Hey, welcome everybody. Today is, what is it? Thursday, April 18th is 9:12 p.m. Shout out to my girl Callie out in Cali. So when you do an email marketing, you write everything yourself? And then like how many emails do you write? Do you do like pictures in there? I know it's a lot of questions at like one time. The reason I'm asking is because I've heard, or when I hired somebody from Fiverr to do it, they had said that they think that it's better to not have pictures in the email marketing, right? Which I thought was interesting because most of the emails that I get have that in there. And then once someone else had hit us up randomly, they said that they were subscribed to our emails from our website, and they said that they actually are a copywriter. So they were intrigued by our emails because they said it felt more personal because of what the other guy we hired had wrote. So he wrote like a very, very plain kind of email, like it looked like it was coming from like me directly as opposed to like a business. So she said she felt that she liked that. But me personally, I feel like we get a lot of emails from brands and stuff in terms of like, you know, like Sephora or I don't know, Best Buy, whatever. I feel like 99% of those emails have pictures in them. Like I'll be very hard pressed to find an email that does not have pictures in it. But you know, learning, live when you learn. What's your emailing strategy? What do you normally try and do? What's that? That's a free one? They give you. Ooh, wait, half off? Like what? What you mean half?
Half off more rights.
So how much money's on it? So how does that work?
I don't know. I probably have to go and put my own.
Cause I'm like I go to the city every day, so I'm like I might need to utilize that. Yeah, but so I don't know how, like if I put $5 on it and they charge me less, or does it come pre-loaded already?
It's half price.
Wow, 3 to 5 week is really good.
You could get a half price weekly.
Yeah, I need that.
Like a $15 for the week. You have one too. You have your own.
Where is it?
I just happened to open this up. So you can have this one.
Yeah.
Like I literally just happened to open this envelope. So you should have one in an envelope similar to the one.
Is your name on here? Right there? No.
Let me see. 'Cause
That's
probably
crazy.
at the- let me go back.
That's crazy. Yeah, 3 to 5 a week is incredible amount. Like I want to get to that point, of emails. Funny enough, it does both copy and one image on it. I've never heard of Good American. Let me look up Good American. I feel feel like Melissa heard of them before. You heard of them before, babe? Have you heard of wait, hold on. Good American before?
No.
Huh.
But this is from December.
Wow. Okay. So they are, I don't even know what they sell. Clothing? Interesting, okay. Ooh, interesting. It's boss wear. Okay. Let's see what else they got on here. Good fits from social. Interesting. It's a denim company. Which one do you get the more, I guess more response from or more conversion from? Do you feel like it's the personal text ones or kind of the traditional picture situations? But what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, so it's interesting because, or I guess coincidental, I guess that's the word, because the plan I've had for this year has been, at least the last 2 months anyways, has been for me to strictly focus on making money at the park. So to me, what that means is don't focus on the website, don't focus on email marketing, don't focus on photography, don't focus on wholesaling, don't focus on the recorded session of the website, nothing. Like, don't focus on, honestly, even technically Instagram, as you kind of saw even somewhat with YouTube a little bit, it's really just been like, okay, go to the park and make money. Interesting. So yeah, so that's been my thing. It's just kind of start over from scratch, build it back up, and literally just kind of where we started at when 2-3 years ago. We sell one candle, take that money, go buy more inventory for the second candle, then sell those candles, sell 2 candles, and then flip it to 4 candles, and then 4 candles to 8 candles or whatever, and then build the company on top of that. So obviously it helps because we kind of already have a brand. We kind of know what we're doing. We're not starting from scratch from that perspective in the sense that we have no idea what we're doing. So it obviously helps that people come back to us and they buy candles and stuff like that. But I wanted to do that because I really wanted to just focus on making money. That was really my thing. Just focus on making money and then start filling up the other cups. An analogy I've kind of came up with is, and I've played with this idea for the last, 10, 15 years or so, of is it better to have, let's say you have like 8 cups on the table, right? Do you pour like a little bit of water into every cup until every cup is full, and then at that point you will have 8 full cups, right? Or do you pour water into 1 cup, and then when that cup is full, you take that cup and pour it into the second cup, right? And the goal is to have as many cups filled as possible, right? That's kind of what my mindset has been between those two things, figuring out which one I think works better. So the whole 8-cup thing is like multiple streams of income technically, right? And just pretty much how do you go about getting that? Am I doing it from the beginning? I'm gonna have a clothing company, I'm gonna have a tech company, I'm gonna have a bike company, I'm gonna have a candle company and whatever, right? Or is it I'm gonna have a bike company that does so well, then I will have a clothing brand to supplement the bike company, and then from the money from the clothing company, I will create a candle company and go so on and so forth, right? So I've been playing around with those ideas of which one I feel like works the most. the thing that I learned it later in life in terms of that method of each one is there's a compounding effect of one of like of filling up the cup at all, right? And I think that for me, that's something that I didn't take advantage of or prioritize as much. And what I mean by that is I like the idea of beads or marbles instead of water because you can kind of add a number to like a quantity. So let's say every marble you put in a cup, right? You have 8 cups, you have 8 marbles, right? So whenever one cup gets to 8 marbles, right? You can now get 16 marbles, right? As opposed to you only could put one marble that you have, you only have 8 in the beginning. And that's how I see the business, where if I have a whole cup and I keep putting marbles in the cup, I don't just keep adding one marble every time. After that, I get a whole another cup of 16 marbles to add. If that makes sense, that's like the compounding thing of it. And I used to always kind of think that, well, if I could have 8 cups filled with 8 marbles each, then I could grow that quicker, right? But the time that it takes to fill the one cup with 8 marbles, I think it takes less time, and I then am able to get to fill the other cups up faster because now I have more marbles to use going forward. So that's kind of how I've been looking at it now. Is like, okay, try and build this one thing up to a point where it can provide for the other stuff. One of those things is the website. So just recently, the website had went down. I don't know if anybody saw that at all, but it was down. It wasn't down for long. It was like a day or two, or whatever. The Shopify subscription that we have right now is definitely way too high. I think that my strategy before was when we were going like all in on marketing or going all in on the online part of it. I wanted to see what works and what doesn't work, right? So the subscription that we have for Shopify, it fluctuated between like $350 and like $4 something for the subscription per month, right? It was probably like 3 months of maybe 2-3 months of that, because they had it for $1, like a discount or whatever for Shopify. So I was utilizing that, but I think we got like 2-3 months that we paid like close to $400, which is insane. But the thing is, at those times, the website was making the money to be able to cover the expense. So to me, it didn't seem like that big of a thing. Recently, the Facebook ads the account had got disabled, right? So for the last month, maybe 5-6 weeks, the account has been, right, it's super high. And I have a bunch of add-ons on there. I have like like a quiz add-on. I had there's like a bundle add-on. There's one called like Vitals, which is like $50 a month, I think, but it comes with a mad stuff on there. But I wasn't using all the stuff because I was like, okay, I want to have it to learn it, and then as I'm going, continue to use more of it, right? Because like I said, they have bundles, they have screen recordings, they have, I think they might have sales pop-ups, they called them like trust icons. It was so many, everything you need on the website, they pretty much had it as an option. Now, in terms of how it looked, it wasn't the best, but they had it there, and I felt like I was just learning how to use it and stuff like that, right? So there was that. Then what else we had? We had some email marketing on there, some photo album stuff on there, things like that. So all of them combined came up to about $400, which is crazy. And then also the Shopify account that we were on was $105, right, a month. So I think what had happened was I was using the dollar amount, the $1 a day or $1 a month promotion they always do, or I think it's $1 a month for like 3 months or something. And because we were making money from the website, I just stayed, hey, what's up, princess? How's it going? I just pretty much used that same one, and then got caught in the subscription thing. So now I want to downgrade, but I can't downgrade until I pay for the following month, which is like $400. So if I downgrade though, that takes off about $80 off the top, just because it goes from like 105 to like 30, I think. And then also removing all the subscriptions and things like that. So that's pretty much, yeah, that's what I want to be around, that number. I feel like under 200 is good. And I definitely feel like close to 4 is crazy. And then, we be getting got with the shipping stuff, because they, if you use shipping for Shopify, they don't charge you right there. Maybe they have a way of doing it, but that doesn't happen to us. So they tag that on to the end when we have an order going out. So, or we're not an order going out, when we have to pay a subscription. So if we get a bunch of orders for the month and we Shopify for the shipping, all those shipping costs go onto the bill at the end of the month. So, gonna have to fix that. Now, what I was saying earlier about the marbles is, the first cup is the selling outside in the park, right? So now I'm taking the money that we make from the park, and now I'm filling up the second cup. The second cup is going to be the that bill is crazy. That bill is crazy. Like, I be drowning when I see that. I'm like, oh my god, $400. And then there's a company that I used. It was for like it was pretty much to let you know where the person comes from to buy products on your website or to search or whatever, right? They were charging $50 a month. I checked the account. They double charged me, right? And it's crazy because I reached out to them and they were like, oh yeah, we had an issue with on our end that double charge people. I'm like, you should have sent out a mass email immediately when it happens. I shouldn't have to go and look to see that happened, because if I didn't, I probably never would have. They would have just kept going the way they were going or whatever. So after that happened, I'm like, yeah, I'm not working with y'all no more, because that's crazy. Like, there's no reason why y'all should have been immediately said, hey guys, we had an issue, every people double charged, and we're gonna fix that right now. And that's if, honestly, no, I was gonna say that's if they didn't, if they couldn't fix it quick enough. But that don't even matter. Like, you should have sent that out first and then tried to fix it immediately as quick as possible. Everybody should get their money back quickly. So that was, there was that. But they be having these phantom charges that be coming up on different apps that I will have on the website. So that's why I'm going back to square one. So now we've pretty much stripped a lot of the website down, and I'm only gonna use the money made from the website to pay for the website for the most part, like 90%, whatever, things like the majority of it. Because one thing I've also been doing lately is separating all the money. So I don't know if you remember earlier in the year, we might have. It probably was on the podcast. We had talked about it on the vlog, that video never came out, or didn't come out yet. So I was taking money and putting it into another account, right? Like, I think I was taking like 30%. I don't know what number it was. I forgot. And just putting it into a separate account that I had made with like Capital One, and I wouldn't look at it. I was like, okay, I'm going to try this saving thing out, see how well it helps our life, right? And it ended up coming in handy. So I'm like, okay. I always say that I feel like when it comes to money, it's just more of a psychology thing than it is like a physical tool, right? I feel like it's more psychology, like how you think about money. I think is how you acquire more of it. I don't think just working is how you get more money. One of the things that I think about when it comes to money is, like I said, the psychology of splitting it up. So if I don't see my money, my brain automatically thinks I have less of it. Even if I have a bunch of money in an account, if my account that I look at says $5, my brain and my physiological response is, oh my god, I only have $5 in here. That's crazy. And that is like the extra hurdle, either go outside or to do some more, email marketing, whatever the thing might be. Just do something more because I'm like, I only have $5. But if something comes up where it's like an emergency, like, okay, the storage unit is going to be closed. We have to go in there to get more inventory. Okay, we still have money in this account. Let me take it out and go pay for this, right? So that's what I've been doing. So now I probably have like 6 accounts across different banks. I got like Chase, Bank of America, Capital One, Square, and some of them have multiple accounts on them. So how I'm splitting it up, again, now I'm gonna have an account that's literally money that comes in from sales that we get on the website will have its own account. So whenever they charge us for that monthly bill, I don't have to worry about paying it because I know the money is there. As opposed to before, I would take the money from the website and split it amongst the other accounts like I was doing with the money from outside. So if I make $100 on the website, I would take, I think I do like a 60, I do 50, 25, 25, right? So 50% of all income goes to the business. Half of that 50 goes to inventory. The other half goes to kind of like operating expenses, things like that. But they interchange, the commingle or whatever. The other half of that 50%, 25 goes to us, and then 25 goes to debt, right? So I'm still on the fence about where that number should be. I'm curious what y'all think it should be. Like if you have $100 or you make $1,000, how much money? How would you split it? How would you guys split it? Would you do 70 goes back to the business, 30 goes to yourself and other things, 50-50? Do you keep it all in the business? Do you spend all of it however you want to? Like, kind of, what do you guys do with it? I talked to Tori before. He suggested that we do 70-30. So he suggested that 70% of all the money we make goes to the business, and then we keep 30%. And to me, that seems kind of light in terms of like living expenses of covering whatever thing we have to pay for garbage bags or paper towels or whatever stuff like that. I feel like that is low, so we have it at 25, but I'm still kind of playing with what I think works. One thing I have noticed, which is kind of crazy, is how much money we have for ourselves. Because any money in cash that we get, I've just pretty much counted as our 25%. So whenever I send money from Square to our account, it's the money that we made that day less the cash. So we just have the cash, as change for getting, when I'm selling candles or whatever. And surprisingly, it's a good amount, but the crazy thing to me is that it doesn't really go down as much. I think it's kind of cool. I like that because I'm like, we are not spending crazy right now, and we're still covering most of our expenses, while having multiple accounts, which I think is great. So that's kind of how I've been looking at it. And that's what I was getting to before. Now that the website is back up, the money we make from the website will go back into the Facebook ads because, like I said, that was down for 5-6 weeks. A lot of our sales are coming from there. It was some weird issue or bug they had with it. It was so weird. It was a temporary ad disabled. It was something about the payment method. They were saying it was insufficient funds or whatever, or something like that. So I didn't know how to fix it at the time, and at the time I was like, I don't even care because I'm not even thinking about that. Like, my attention is not on Facebook at all. It's not on the website. It's not on none of that. So now that I feel like we're in a place where I can look at it, I went and looked at it. Took me a couple hours, and I got it fixed. So now we're running ads again. I think we started running ads yesterday, and we got 2 sales. So I'm like, okay, now I'm taking that money, and it's gonna go to the website. And then I'll start being able to, either pay somebody for doing email marketing or pay for subscriptions or whatever. And everything will just be whatever the website makes itself is what the website does for itself. Even inventories, like whatever the website makes inventory-wise or needs to be paid for inventory-wise will be covered by the website. So that's kind of where my mind is at with that. Next up on on tap is the eviction. So I don't know. Some of y'all may or may not know. I feel like the most of y'all probably know this. We have an eviction pending. That time is pretty much here. So the next 12 months are going to be very different for us as far as our lifestyle and kind of what we do. So I'm going to be in Melissa's grandmother's house. Podcast background will be very different. Won't be this. It might look similar because I feel like the room might be more kind of similar to you for your guys' angle, anyways. But today was the eviction court date. And we didn't know what time it was because we don't know where the paper was at. So Melissa had just got up early and she went over to the courthouse, right? And it's a long line outside to get inside, and it was raining outside. So our plan was to postpone the eviction just to kind of, my reason for postponing it is so I can make more money outside. Because I would rather move to her grandmother's house with more money in our accounts. Just for, I guess, like, emotional reasons, like emotional state, like, oh, excuse me. So if we have to pay for anything over there, I'd rather move in there and have the money to pay for those things than get there and be like, oh, I don't have it right now. Let me hit you up. I got you next week or the week after or whatever like that. I'm not really trying to do that. And I think just for our own sanity, being able to move and have some type of cushion so the transition is not crazy, I think will also be a very positive thing. So Melissa went in there today and she asked them if she can get a lawyer, right? She said, can she postpone the eviction so she can get a lawyer for the thing, right? Now, while she was there, or when she said that, I think she asked the clerk, and the clerk had told her to go and ask the lawyer for the building who was there, or the management of the building manager, right? So their lawyer. And the guy was pretty much an old white guy, she said. He was pretty much okay with it. Like, yeah, if you want to get a lawyer, fine, go ahead, you want to get a lawyer, right? So at first he was like, all right, cool, get you a lawyer, do your thing, right? So then, mind you, I wasn't there. So the reason I don't really go to these things is because, as y'all may see by my face, I am black. And I'm also a male. I am fairly tall. I'm 5'11" and 3/4. I weigh 226 pounds. So, hey, what's up, Plaz? Tangela. Is it Tangela or Tangela? I think Tangela. But, I could be seen as a large gentleman, right? I could be seen as intimidating. I have a beard. I forgot about that one. So also my lips are, not on the smaller side. These are all, and my nose also on the larger side. So these are things that to somebody else could make me seem intimidating, right? So in situations like that, people will treat me as if I'm a threat. So when you see a threat, you want to overcome the threat. So if I go in there and I say, hey, can we get a lawyer? Why you want a fucking lawyer for? Why you ain't have a lawyer before? You should have been had a lawyer. Nah, you ain't getting no lawyer, right? And then for me personally, I have not recently, because I don't really have authority around me like that, but I do have a tendency to be contentious when it comes to authority. Okay, I call it that. I don't like being told what to do. I also don't like people thinking I'm lying. I'm not a fan of that either. So in situations like that, people will think that I'm trying to get one over on them, and it's like that's not the case. What's happening, right? So those situations like that can cause me to now cause a very tumultuous situation. So for those reasons, it is in my best interest to not go, right? Also, my clothes, whatever I might wear. I'm not wearing a suit, so that also might not help my case. So Melissa, on the other hand, she's very cute. She's, light skinned. They like that. People love seeing that. She has long natural hair. What else? She is well endowed. Okay, so people go, oh my gosh, she's so pretty. Oh my god, I wanna, what they call it, they have the angel fallacy, something like that. It's like whenever they see you look attractive, people treat you better. I don't know what it's called. So they see like, oh, what you want? You need something? Sometimes her voice is like real soft. She's like, hey guys, what's going on? Do you wanna? Oh, can I get a lawyer? Right? So, they go, oh yeah, no problem. So she goes. The guy at first is saying, oh yeah, you want to get a lawyer? That's fine. Get you a lawyer, right? So she's talking there at the. Are you at like the desk thing? Okay. So she's staying at the desk thing, right? And it's her, the other lawyer for the building, and then I believe is it a judge? What the lawyer, the judge, what are they called? The lawyer for the.
She's like a lawyer for the court. I don't know.
You're right. She's just maybe the assistant judge. I don't know. So now the lady goes, okay, cool. We can postpone it for you. How is? She's looking at checking. She's like, flip. How is June 12th? Right? The guy clutches pearls. He's like, oh geez, June 12th. That's dumb far. Like, why so far? You got nothing like in May or anything? She's like, nah, we doing like 70 cases a day. Like, I want you to tell you, June 12th is what we can do. So now he like, damn, you really need a lawyer? Like, you don't really need a lawyer, right? Like, we can do this like today. Like, you don't need one. Mind you, he already said it's cool. You can get a lawyer. He already said it's cool. So now that it's so far in advance, he backtracking, right? So now they get to chatting, they talking, and she's like, oh, I see you guys here had an agreement from before, right? And then he's like, yeah, they had the agreement. The agreement was made in October. He's like, October, November, December, January, February, March, April. That's 7 months. And we're going to postpone it again for 2 more months? That's 9 months. That's mad. He's like, nah, I don't know about that. So now, Melissa's telling me the story, right? She's like, yeah, she's kind of standing there, letting them chop it up, seeing what they want to do. So she goes, well, we can do June 7th, right? He's like, man, listen. I don't know. We might have to do this thing today. Like, I don't know if we can do the lawyer thing or not, right? Now, mind you, if I was there, I would have been like, it's only 2 months. Like, come on. What you mean? Come on. I would have, whatever I would have said, it would have made everybody be like, nah, we're going to do it today, right? We'd have to leave. We'd have to be evicted tomorrow if I was there. So the person, the court lady, assistant, judge person says June 7th. And then he's still like on the fence about it. So Melissa's like, okay, how about we vacate the premises in 30 days, right? Now he's like, well, just because you vacate don't mean you're not going to have to pay. The builders, they still going to want their money. Still going to sue you afterwards, right? So I'm going to time out from the story because, y'all all should know this by now. Okay, y'all all should know this by now. We have probably been sued bajillion and 2 times. And if no one has money, you can't, like, suing them is a waste of time. Waste of your money, waste of everybody's time. If I come to any of you guys right now, maybe some of y'all got money, maybe some of y'all rich. If I sue you for $2 million today, what's the point of that? What's the point? What's the point of suing you for $2 million? And it's like, if I don't have the money to pay the $50,000, sir, I don't have it, and I don't know what to tell you. So sue me. My dad used to always say to me, sue me. What can you do me? Right? That was always his quote. I feel like it's like a Jamaican thing. Let me see. Make sure I got that right. Sue me. What can you do me? That's what he said. Yeah. Sue me. What can you do me? Right. That's what he's always said to me. So they pretty much came to an agreement. Like, okay, fine, we could do that. we vacate in 30 days. But funny enough, like the court case is still June 7th, regardless of us leaving in 30 days or not. So like, if something were to come up and we don't leave within that 30 days, we still have until the 7th of June, until the actual court comes up again. Which, if something were to happen, let's say we got sick, you gotta postpone it again. Then you gotta wait another. I'm saying, hey, we got sick, couldn't come in today. Gotta wait till December. But that's kind of where it is right now. So we have 30 days to vacate, which is technically not an eviction. It would just be us leaving. And then if we're not out by then we have until June 7th. And 30 days from now is May 18th. So 30 days or so. Where's my mind at with all of this personally? I'm not a fan of moving to Melissa's people's house just because I like my own space. So I look at it as a a catalyst or a motivator to make more money and do better, right? I also think that by going there, that we will. I don't know about me, maybe Melissa. I feel like maybe me, mostly Melissa, will gain more valuable skills from being at our mother's house or our grandmother's house, right? For me, I think one thing that I will get is I want to create more content and like ads and stuff. And I think that if I have more space to do that, then I will be able to learn it better and do more of it. And I think the separation of space I think, like I said, that is a huge thing for me. That is such a huge thing for me. I say this all the time. Okay? The only people I can think of that live in a similar situation to us are people who are in jail. Maybe college, maybe? I think college might be close. Let me think. Probably college and jail. Those are the only two places where you are in a small room with somebody else for several years at a time, right? Now, when you add on top of that we're dating each other, right? You add on top of that we do pretty much everything together. We have a business together. We have cats together, right? All that stuff is together. It creates a lot of tension, just natural tension. As a human being, you just want to be able to maybe fart and nobody's around you. You want to be able to just do my assumption is that a lot of people in the chat, shout out to all of y'all probably have things that y'all do, like little small idiosyncrasies that you're like, listen, maybe I like to eat my toenails. Nobody gotta see that. You do it in your own time when nobody's home, by yourself. Maybe you want to scratch inside your butt. I don't know. Everybody has their own thing that they like to do when no one's around. I'm talking about your man's not there, your woman's not there, your kid's not there, your dog and cat not there. You just in your house by yourself. Sometimes you do something weird because you're like, I'm by myself, right? Everybody has those things, and you can't really have those things when you live with somebody else in the same room all the time, right? So I really think that will be the most beneficial part of it. But I also think that Melissa's grandmother's going to be on her ass about cleaning. So I think that one, good evening. How's it going? Oh, I haven't seen your name before. Love on Fire Candle Company. What's your name? Shout out to Love on Fire Candle Company. Yeah, her grandmother don't be playing that. So Melissa gonna have to be her maid outfit, get a little skirt, little poofy thing, little duster, and a little hat thing. That's gonna be Melissa. So I think that when we finally move out of the house, I think another thing too, I do think that a maturity factor will come after Ayinda. Am I saying that right? How do you say that, babe? Ayinda. How do you pronounce that? I feel like it's Ayinda. Am I saying that right? Ayinda. Let me see. I can't really see it either. AYI. Oh, okay. Ayinde. Oh, okay. I was close. Ayinde. What's up, Ayinde? So, oh, Okay, something else that for me I've kind of thought about in relationships, especially when you date somebody that is younger than you. I think something that comes up is, I guess depending on the ages too. Uh, as a guy, right? A lot of times women will take on your personality when you're dating, right? Um, and a lot of time women want to make their guy happy, so they'll do things that they want them to do, right? And I think that it's very common for that person to become dependent on the other person. And it's not necessarily a bad thing. I think the problem that comes up is when you don't have the space to learn yourself. And I feel like because Melissa and I have been dating for as long as we've been dating and in the same space doing everything together from a very young age, I feel like that can happen. And I want her to like know what her peace feels like know what it feels like to be peace in her own space. I don't know. That might be. It could be music. It could be dancing. It could be singing. I don't know. What her own thing is of feeling peace. But if we're always around, whatever thing that brings her peace might not bring me peace. So because I'm the guy that it usually tends to go in that direction, and I want her to be able to have her own bubble of peace to at least know what it is, because I feel like it's even hard to know what it is if you don't have the time to yourself to learn it. And I think that by going there, Melissa will have more time to herself to find out what she does like to do, streaming or singing or jumping up and down, doing backflips. I don't know. And I think when we leave there, she'll have her own like, this is what I like to do, and this is what brings me joy and peace, because we have more separation from each other. So I think that'll come from living there. But I also think we'll make a lot of money. I think that as of right now, how it looks, the selling outside at the park has been phenomenal. It's been great. This month has been very weird. I think that personally, I think that God is trying to like slow me down to like prepare me for what's coming up, because this could be new to me. I don't know how many of y'all live in New York. I know some of y'all do. Everybody doesn't live in New York, right? I don't think I've seen this much rain in my life. And I used to be a bike messenger. I used to ride in my bike basically every day. Basically every day. And I cannot remember when it would rain for basically 2 weeks in a row. Like, out of 14 days, it was raining basically like 9 of the days. Maybe even 10 of the days it was raining. And I'm just kind of like, and the days that it wasn't raining, it would still have showers during those days. So I can't sell outside with the rain. So it's been so many times rain. I think this month, let's see, I think this month I've worked, it's April. It's April, right now it's April 18th. I have worked 8 days. So there are 10 days I have not worked. I think I might. No, she wasn't even born this month. She was born in. That's crazy. She's a month old today. Text nephew. So yeah, I've worked 8 days this month. I should have worked closer to 18 days, at least 14 days. I haven't even done 10 days. That's crazy. And then in March, I did. Let's see. In March, I worked. I worked 16 days in March. What do you mean it's not yet? When was she born? Was she born the 18th? Am I bugging? Let me check my phone. Wait, what? She's born the 25th? Oh, Dad, that's crazy. Oh.
It's like a week.
I feel like she's older than. I'm gonna tell her if she got it wrong.
Sorry, I want my phone and all that.
Man, for what? What you need that for? What you need that for? I'm putting it being for like until 12 o'clock. What you need it for? You play, you got the switch going. What was I saying? Right, so it's been 16 days that I worked in March. So, can I get to that? I guess I could still get to that. I could possibly pass that. How many more days are left in this month? I think 13 days. 12 more days left in this month. So I could still possibly pass that. But I think that May is going to be a lot better. I can work. My goal is to get to about 25 days, I feel like, is a good amount of days for the month. And I finally made a new spreadsheet to let me know how much money I've been making per day on average. So on average, I've been doing $300 a day. So if I can do 25 days, let's see what. Oh my, that would be $7,500, which is not bad. That's not bad. I could. That's pretty good. And here's my thing, right? Because I think it was 2 days ago when I was out there. This is the most people, even from when we were at Williamsburg or Artisan Fleas or any of the markets. I think this is the most people that have come back and said, like, I love your candles. There was a day earlier this week where someone came up to me and was like, hey, I got your candle from my mom. You had told me you recommended one of the subtle scents because she said that she has a problem with candles and fragrances, and you told me that it's beeswax. So I wanted to buy her one, and she said she loves it, right? While she was telling me that, someone else came to the table with it was a guy who came with his boyfriend. He was like, oh, hey, this is the guy I bought the candle for. He said he loves the candle. He's like, thank you for it. I really like it. And then someone else came to the table, right? She said that she had bought the candle like almost a year ago. And she had said that she had, I think she still had the scent card. And she said she loved the scent card. She loved the candle. She had bought 2 of them. They just recently went out, maybe like a couple months ago. And she loves them. Like I said, it had to be probably like 6 to 7 people that came up to me that day and we just told them how much they love the candle. So the more I'm in the park, the more that'll happen. So it'll get to a point, and I say the same thing when I was at the markets. It's actually happening faster here. It'll get to a point where people are like coming to the table to buy a candle because they already had one, as opposed to me talking to new people every time. And that would just make the sales go up because people are like, oh, I'm going to come back and buy candles again. So I'm looking forward to that. I think I'll start seeing more of that in May and June. And also, we're going to start bringing out the perfumes and the fragrance and the sprays and things like that. Because one thing I've noticed is that when it comes to selling in the sun, when it gets to a certain temperature, I think that people get turned off by candles. And I don't think it's like a conscious thing. I just think when the heat is when it's like the sun is bearing on your face, and there's no shade over you, I don't think what comes to your mind is candle. Like I want to have a candle that's gonna produce heat. I think you're thinking about water. Like I said, perfumes will do well. I think, but I don't think when it comes to like candle, because that's what I've noticed outside. Whenever it gets to like 80 plus degrees or so, like people don't come to the table. People will barely stop at the table. But like if it's, and I'm talking about 80, sun, no clouds, no breeze, no wind, nothing, just hot ass sun. Um, Candle sales definitely take a dive during those times. But if it's like high 70s and it's some wind and a little bit of clouds, it's fine. So that's what I've noticed. But I think for the next month or two, bring up the perfumes. Again, like I said, it's building it up again brick by brick, where we bring out the candles that we have. Then we start introducing the perfumes. Then we start doing multiple perfumes, start doing multiple candles and things like that. Because we finally hit 1,000 followers on Instagram, we finally hit it. That's one of my goals to get to 1K on IG. We're gonna bring back the raffle that we normally do or we used to do. So we're gonna do that for the IG followers and have that going. So I'm excited for that. I'm trying to think what else happened at the park recently. Check my notes. Oh, bro. So now that we're finally making money without as much overhead expenses, I think it's very ironic that we get a call from. There was a company that had lent us money before, multiple times and they gave us a grant and different things they've done for us. They literally called like 2 days ago, and they were like, "Hey, we gave you guys kind of like I don't know what you would call it, postponement or a grace period of not paying. So can we start charging again? Will now be fine." And they're charging like $100 a week, so like for something for the month, which is not terrible. But I'm really a stickler right now for any money going out, anything at all. I'm kind of like, I really, really don't want to spend that. Like I'm not trying to spend that. I think we'll have it to spend, but I want to pay off. My goal. I want to start paying down debt. Right. The strategy right now is. Phase 1 was get to selling, making money outside. Can I do that? Yes. Boom. It's going well. Okay. Now, can you do consistently? About 3 months in, maybe 2.5 months doing that. Okay, great. Then it's, okay, I have to scale it because the goal is still to have a huge company and, be a $10 billion man, right? That's still the goal. But I'm just going about it differently. So I still have to scale it up. And I'm not trying to figure out, but it's just choosing what I'm going to scale. So next is going to be the website. So I'm going to be outside selling. The website is more passive in that sense, where I can just have it doing what it's doing and bringing in sales. And now I can take some time off, and I wouldn't call it taking time off. More of taking time and putting it into the website when it's making more money. I want to make small adjustments. I don't want to make big adjustments. I want to make small things, see whatever is making the most money or having the best conversion or whatever, and then double down on that. And then fill that cup up until it makes enough money, and then take that and put it into something else. That's kind of where I'm at as far as like the next phase. So the next phase will be making more money outside, and then making more money from the website, and then creating more ads to make more money on there. My goal is to get to like 10K a month. That's my goal, to at least be able to do that for like 3 months in a row. Like that's kind of where I'm at. I think last month we did 5K at the park, and then we did about $700 on the website, roughly something like $700. This month I think we're only at like $2,200 for the month. Let me see, craft fair. This month we are at $2,600. Not bad. $2,600 is that's decent. And on the website we only did like $300. So I'm trying to get to like. We've never done like thousands on the website. I think we've probably done like $1,500. The most, maybe like $1,900 on the website. But if the ads are doing what they're supposed to do, if we ramp those up to spending $30 a day on ads or $40 a day on ads, and we keep that same conversion rate, I think we can easily get to like, $2,000-$3,000 a month from the website. And then once we have that, once we get that part, the next step will be like Callie was doing earlier. It's the email marketing type of stuff, because we have to have a high retention. We have to have people who buy the candle and then continue buying more candles down the line, right? Because the lifetime value has to be large enough for us to continue to run or do better, make better ads and stuff like that. So once we're making money without having to do the email marketing, then we'll add it on top. Okay, now we're getting more repeat orders. And then we start scaling up, and then you just keep doing that. And then, I don't know, maybe a year from now, I don't know, we'll have like some type of standalone store, or maybe even have another location outside somewhere selling candles. And we'll see how that goes. Honestly, you think your brother would do it? Sell candles outside? Yeah, because I'm like, I feel like he could. But I don't know how much he would make if it'd be worth. I have to ask him how much he makes from his job now. See if it'd be worth it. With that. Yeah, what else happened this week that I want to tell y'all? I feel like that is really it for today. Today might be shorter on the podcast side because a lot of things have to be done today. Melissa's making candles. She had to twist my hair. I had to clean the bathroom. I still have some other stuff to do before I go to bed. And then tomorrow I'm going to be outside selling again. So, like I said, I'm trying to be more consistent with the days of the vlog. I haven't figured out the best day yet. As y'all saw, I kind of, sent out a little message this time. I'm going to try and do that more often, send out a message when I'm going to do it, and then try and get it to a specific day of the week every single time. And that way, we all could come in here. And I also might start bringing back the Discord at some point so we can kind of chat in there too while we're on here. If you have any stories you want to bring up, or tell me about your candle business, what you guys do. I would love to hear like what your strategies are and how you guys are going about growing your businesses. But you know what it is. Hashtag Bamboo Project 2024. Changing your environment. That's all this year is about for me. This year is about changing my environment first before I change myself. And with that being said, Bamboo Project out. Take care, Princess. See you next week. Hope you guys enjoy you guys' night. Get some good rest. And I'll see y'all on the next one.